Hi, I'm Mark Nugent with the Chesterfield Fire Department, and you're watching Virginia Beach Frontline Firefighter.
And here's a look at department news. On June 29th, Master Firefighter Charlie Gurley retired after a long career with the Virginia Beach Fire Department. For more of this story, let's go to Jim Milligan at Fire Administration.
Well, I guess you all recognize the person next to me, Charlie Gurley, who's been serving in the fire department since what, Dirt,
yeah, July 1963.
Yeah. Well, there's a vicious rumor running around that Dave Hicks actually has more time in the fire service than you do.
I don't think that's true because Chief Larson checked that out, and he said I'm the oldest firefighter in the city as a firefighter as of 1963, 35 years. And Dave might possibly be the oldest captain.
Well, Dave will probably be following you,
Right.
but today's your day, Charlie.
Today's my day, right?
You're officially out of here tomorrow?
Today's my last day. Tomorrow's my retirement day. I mean, starting of the retirement, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, you managed to get through this career without hurting yourself or becoming injured on the job, right?
Yes, that's right. Well, I always thought that, we protect life and property, but if it's just property, we protect ourselves, not get injured, be safe as you can. And I think that's why I'm here in all good shape right now, because I did those things.
Now, Charlie, you work mostly at the ocean front through a lot of your career, and I know you've seen long before, or about the time, I guess, that Virginia Beach actually became a city, and you've seen a lot of changes down there.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I started at Company 11 in 1951 as an auxiliary firefighter. When you were 13 years old, you could come around the station, hang around, couldn't ride the trucks. When you became 15, you got your driver's license, then you became a volunteer. And from the volunteer side to 63 was about 11 years. So I had, I think, 13 years in, and then the 35 that I have now in the paid side. So it's been a long term, and, I've enjoyed every minute of it. And everybody I work with, I mean, it couldn't be any better. All the guys are good. I guess I've raised a lot of them and been right beside them, been their shift leader, or they've been my officers, so everything worked good. We all been really great together.
The Virginia Beach Fire Department's kayak team, made up of John Anderson and Rick Kephart from Company 3A, Mark Sturgis of Company 9A, Brian Friss of Company 3B, Mike Gibson of Company 18C, and Paul Gleaton of Company 20C, departed from Virginia Beach on May 23rd and drove to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. On May 26th, the team entered the Intercoastal Waterway to paddle over 1,000 miles to raise awareness and donations for the Shriners Burn Institutes. It took the team a total of 40 days to complete the trip, with only 5 days for rest. Most nights they slept in fire stations along the route. One night the team was unable to get to a road, so they had to camp along the waterway, and another night the Coast Guard put them up. They completed the trip at Marina Shores on July 4th at 1:15, with a large group of fellow firefighters and family members present to welcome them home.
The last leg was great. Couldn't get here fast enough. Adrenaline was pumping, and we enjoyed the trip. It was a great experience, a lot of fun, but everybody, we got in town last night, and we still had to do this last leg, and it's different being home. It's 40 days of getting up at 4:30 every morning, and I like all these guys, but it's going to be nice not looking at them for a few days.
On July 8th, the team and other members of the department met at World Brothers to present donations to the Shriners. The team presented the Shriners with a check for over $4,500 and has collected over $1,500 since that time. There is a remainder of over $4,000 in pledges still to be collected, which would put the team at their goal of $10,000.
Welcome back.
The Tidewater Regional Fire Academy recently celebrated the graduation of another class. 15 personnel from TRFA 64 have been given station assignments after a long and arduous program. You'll know who they are by the red shirts and helmets they wear. VBFD recently hired 9 new employees, and here's Kurt Southall with the introductions.
Thanks, Rob. Let's meet our 10 new firefighters.
I'm Eric Alger, 12C.
Mark Unley, Company 1B.
Brandon Stilwell, 11A.
John Rubel, 20B. William Gerstein, 19B.
Aaron Savell, I'm at 7B.
Sean Hall, 20A.
Dan Schreiner, 2B.
Mike Goodwin, 9B.
June 4th marked the end of an era with the demolition of old Company Number 11. Chief Carter had a few comments about the history of Company 11 and the effect it had on the Virginia Beach Fire Department.
Well, it's a little sentimental when you step back and look at it, you know. Starting here 30 years ago, actually when you look at it today, it doesn't look much different than it did 30 years ago, with the exception of one addition there. But it sort of sends a chill through you to see something that's been here for this long and served the community for such a long period of time, for so many people to come through here and then to see it torn down. It's a little bit of a sentimental aspect, but it also shows that we are growing, you know, as a community and as a city. And with the new complex that we have right around the corner, obviously it's going to lend to providing service delivery out of there that we could not from here because of the size of the building and the doors and stuff like that. But I think there's a lot of things about the old building that we will miss. I'm sure there's a lot of things about the old building that we won't miss, and we won't go into that over here. I'll let the guys at the stations that'll tell you. And Jim, you were here for a while, so you know what we're talking about there. But it was cramped quarters, but it had sort of a homey atmosphere and awful lot of sentimental value, and people thought it was a real fire station when you look at it and compare it to what we have today. But what we have today is a new, modern facility that provides all the amenities that our people need, you know, to do their job better. So a little bit disheartening to see it come down, but it's making way for progress.
The VBFD Office of Emergency Management held a hurricane awareness display at Lynn Haven Mall recently to help promote public awareness of hurricanes.
Basic thing on Hurricane Expo is really the hurricane awareness, to raise the awareness, to provide information to the people, to get the preparations made they need to make, to check their flood insurance, and answer any questions they might have. So we also have the Weather Service and the Red Cross. They're here assisting us in providing the information to the public so people get a better idea of what to prepare for. Again, it's something we don't get very many of, but when they do, they can make a very significant impact, and we do need to try to have our community prepared.
The 1998 Relay for Life was a huge success. The Virginia Beach Fire Department's team, Firewalkers, raised over $6,000 with a goal of $3,000.
Well, my mother is a three-time survivor of cancer, and she's alive today, but she's had cancer, active cancer, for about 12 years now. And I know how debilitating it can be, and I know how traumatic it can be. And fortunately, thanks to the good Lord, my mom's still alive today. Unfortunately, she has a timeline that's been established too. So we're more than happy to be out here, and hopefully all the participation by all the people that come out here walk will have a significant impact on cancer research and hopefully to find a cure.
I was out walking early this morning. I walked for an hour and a half, and I'm one of the oldest people in the fire department. Where's all these young children?
Oh, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. Both my parents have died of cancer, just buried my father, and just the outcome of everybody, the support and everything, you know, and everybody wants to find this cure. And I'd love to myself. One day, hopefully we will.
It was wonderful. My husband came out here to help support. It's a great event. It's kind of toned down a little today. We had thousands of people out here last night. Parties going till 3 a.m. It's been a blast.
It has been such a wonderful experience being here for the Relay for Life because it shows how much we care about others, and because I've had family members who have passed on because of cancer, I feel that this is a wonderful thing, and from children to older people that are walking, giving themselves, especially with this weather, which keeps us kind of down. But other than that, it's a wonderful experience, and I plan to help next year, and I hope others will too, because it shows we care.
I think it's a pretty good program. It's kind of neat how my sister-in-law and Randy and all of us thought of the same thing about our dad to help raise money. My mom and the family was into it, getting luminary candles and all. I think it's a really good idea. Brings a lot of camaraderie among the firefighters, and it's for a good cause. A little hot, but that's where you got to be in good shape to be out here to do this, and also going on 14 hours straight.
The Relay for Life was truly a team effort by the department. Firefighters from Company 10A shift endured a hair-raising experience for the fundraising event.
What's he cutting curly cues in there or something?
You know, it really upsets me when I hear people crying about their hair. And I gotta tell you, these guys are doing a lot of crying right now, aren't they? So fellas, this whole thing was for what purpose?
The Relay for Life walk that we did this past weekend.
And it looks like you're not quite done. It looks like you're gonna shave your heads from here though, is that
We're
right?
gonna go a little further. Go ahead, and we said we'd shave it at the end, so that's what we're gonna do.
Now, being a new captain, or sort of a new captain and all of that, was this to impress the rest of the department?
Well, it was set a little bit of a standard here for the new captains that we're looking to promote here in the next couple of years. We're thinking that maybe they all should do it. Now, I wouldn't have done it before my assessment center, mind you, but.
Well, I understand, Randy, that you folks wanted to challenge some of the other stations and shifts.
Yeah, sure. Anybody that really wants to try to do something like this to better what we raised for the Relay for Life, we'd appreciate. And Bobby, I know you've been here before. Let's do it again. 11A, give it a shot.
Well, you heard it. Relay for Life, you collected about $255 so far. So the challenge is on, and gee, I might have to get involved in this one.
On May 18th, the mayor presented Still Incorporated with a proclamation recognizing the company for their commitment to chainsaw safety. The proclamation demonstrates the relationship that the city continues to enjoy with private businesses. The guests included Acting Fire Chief J.W. Carter, Master Firefighter Gary Umflett, who is the coordinator of the Chainsaw Safety Program, as well as other fire department officials.
We, of course, are very proud of Gary Umflett, Master Firefighter with our department, that has worked with a lot of your staff members in the development of this program, this training program that still has gone into a partnership with our city.
Very much so. Well, we've been here for 25 years, and they're a great group to work with over in the city, and especially your people, who, by the way, are very, very competent, very knowledgeable. We've seen some of the efforts with the video that you have put together for your people here today, and I think that's a real testimonial for your awareness of proper training and what that can do. The old adage, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
We talk about partnerships a lot. This is another example of a corporate citizen who provides the sort of supportive partnership that helps to make those of us who have to look forward to a disaster and have our people trained to react to it, and they've played a very large role in that.
Gary, we've heard a lot today about the partnership with the Virginia Beach Fire Department and our city with Still. Just briefly, can you tell the firefighters out there how this got started, and basically just take us through the initial steps?
Basically how it got started is when we were having the chain performance problems over the ventilation. And when we found out the chainsaw was a little quicker in ventilating residential roofs, it started then with me getting involved with the guys here on the different saws and chains, and that's where it grew at. And how I got involved in this group, I'm not positive, but my name came up. And due to the fact I've been dealing with, the saws for the fire department, they brought me on, and that's where it's gone from here.
On June 11th, the Virginia Beach Fire Department participated in a live international broadcast for the Emergency Education Network located at the National Fire Academy in Emmitsburg, Maryland. The program was broadcast via satellite across the nation and to military-based fire departments throughout the world. This live broadcast had participants from Wichita, Kansas, Virginia Beach Fire Training Center, and originated from the ENET studios in Maryland. The program was about how partnerships work together to accomplish a goal. The example our department showed was the Urban Search and Rescue collapse site located behind the Fire Training Center. The partners included the Virginia Beach Fire Department, FEMA, Public Utilities, the Navy, and several private companies. Brenda Kellogg and Dean De Silva, president of the International Association of Firefighters Local 2924, presented a charter to the department establishing the Union Auxiliary. Frontline Firefighter was there and provides this report.
Well, we had heard about the International Auxiliary many years ago,
And after the Oklahoma City incident and then the death of the 2 Chesapeake firefighters, there were a few of the spouses locally that felt a strong need to get the spouses together to support the firefighters in the fire department family.
Basically, I think the most important thing about the auxiliary being here is that it's going to be another support system for the fire department and the firefighters.
On July 2nd, Company 8C responded to a townhouse fire in the 1300 block of Victoria Crescent off Mill Dam Road in Great Neck. Upon arrival, crews observed smoke and fire coming from the rear of the structure. Car 7 was on scene and assisted Engine 8 with establishing a water supply. A walk-around exterior inspection showed fire on the first floor and heavy smoke on the second floor of the townhouse. Engine 8's crew used an 1 3/4 hand line to knock the fire down outside. Engine and Ladder 8 personnel took hand lines interior, knocking the fire down on the first and second floors. On Independence Day, Company 9B responded to a structural fire in the 300 block of Harrier Street off Richard Road. When the firefighters arrived, they found the rear of the structure well involved and spreading to the adjoining unit due to wind conditions. Master Police Officer Julie Piquel and Master Firefighter Kurt Southall were on the scene and filed this report.
We're here with Captain Scalaney. Can you tell us what you found when you arrived at the scene?
Well, when we first got here, we had a firestorm conditions in the back of the building. The flames they enveloped 2 units, and they were spreading towards this end. The wind was blowing this way. So we had to pull our attack lines at this location here and try and head the fire off before it engulfed all these other buildings.
Finally, Company 6 has moved into their new fire station. Everything is new except for the fire apparatus. Congratulations, and we hope you enjoy your new home. And that's it for the news. Coming up next on Virginia Beach Frontline Firefighter is Master Firefighter Bob Anderson with a comment on the talkback line.
Let me start by saying we appreciate your calls on the talkback line. We have recently had a new voicemail system installed at the Fire Training Center. Unfortunately, the new system inadvertently erased a few talkback comments. If you have called the talkback line within the last 30 days, please call again with your comments, and we will get them on the air next month. We apologize for any inconvenience that this may have caused. I encourage everyone to continue to call the talkback line with any comment, suggestion, or question about anything that you see on the program. For Virginia Beach Frontline Firefighter, I'm Master Firefighter Bob Anderson.
Thanks, Bob. Don't forget out there, if you would like to make some comments and that we can play on Virginia Beach Frontline Firefighter in the future, please call our talkback line. We would like to hear from you out there, and we'll get you on the air and we'll try to get an answer to some of your questions. Now for some segments that are coming up on next month's Virginia Beach Frontline Firefighter, here's Jim Milligan.
Thanks, Mark. Coming up on the next Virginia Beach Frontline Firefighter, we'll have a report from Captain Gary Widener. Gary will discuss some improvements with the new Pierce engines that we've just received for Companies 5 and 7. We'll also discuss the recent deployment of 4 Virginia Beach firefighters to the state of Florida as they combated brush fires in the Florida Panhandle. And finally, Captain Dennis Keene from Company 23B will demonstrate some company drills you can do utilizing the Survivair Sigma, focusing on firefighter survivability.
Well, that's going to wrap up another program. Thanks for watching, and again, just a reminder on that talkback line, anything you see or hear on our program, please give us a call. We look forward to hearing from you. Until next month, take care.